Hey, what's up guys? This is Loma, and if you're watching this video, you're probably new to trading or you're thinking of picking it up. I just wanted to share a few things that I wish I knew when I first began trading that in my opinion would have made a world of difference both on me as a trader and on my fucking wallet. But before we get started, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. I would not ask you to do this cringy shit if it didn't matter behind the scenes. I appreciate all the love and all the support. Now let's get right into it. My first tip would be you need to prepare to eat shit. And when I say that, I mean not literally eat shit, but it's gonna feel like it and it might even fucking smell like it. Okay, you're going to lose. Okay, no matter how good of a trader you are, no matter how many years you have under your belt, no matter how much knowledge you have, how many books you've read, how many mentors have your back, it doesn't matter. You are going to lose a lot, especially when you first start.
Entire time you're applying 30 regular balls for 30 minute balls. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
And that's something that you need to just come to terms with, right? You need to understand that this is just part of the game and there's no point avoiding losses. The game isn't to avoid losing at all. It's to mitigate your losses, right? If you can avoid losses by not being an idiot, go for it. But when you lose, the goal is not to lose big. I feel like beginning traders are too fascinated with perfection, right? Everyone wants to be that trader that never fucking misses. Everything they enter moves. Everything they short dumps. And that's just not how it realistically works, okay? You're going to have not just a loss, you're gonna have losing streaks, and that's what people don't understand, and that's where they give up, right? Having 3 to 4 losses in a row is actually fucking disastrous to your mental, to your trading confidence, and a lot of people give up after that. And I know that when I went through a series of losses, it made me question myself as a trader, question my strategy, question just if this career path was it for me, you know? So right off the bat, you need to understand that this is part of the game. Tip number 2 is survival. And I kind of alluded to this one in tip number 1, but you need to manage your risk. Like we mentioned earlier, it is okay to lose. It is expected that you're going to lose. The goal is not to lose in a way that you're gonna blow up your entire account, right? Or get liquidated. We're trying to prevent that from happening because survival is our number 1 priority outside of making money. You need to survive to make money, okay? And one way that would have definitely benefited me when I first started was think about how much money you can lose versus how much money you can make. And what I mean by that is that you need to measure your trades and how much money you can lose versus how much money you can make. So many people when they first start trading fantasize the idea of, oh my god, I can make $10,000 if this trade hits the target that I want it to. But they don't take into account that if it hits their stop loss or if they get stopped out of the trade, they could lose $15,000, right? And it's an incongruent trade, and that's not something that you'd really want unless you're batting like 80-90%. So that's a very important mental switch that a beginning trader should realize, okay? It's not about how much money you're making every trade, it's how much money you're making in regards to how much you're risking on that trade. Because no matter how good the setup is, there's always a chance that it goes bust. Okay, that's something that you guys need to understand. Tip number 3 is to check your trading strategy. What I mean by that is that you need to know if your trading strategy is consistent enough and frequent enough. As in, does your trading strategy win enough? Is it profitable? That's something that I didn't really understand until I got way later in the game. You need to know if your strategy even works, right? If it doesn't work, why fucking use it? And then what I mean by frequency is how often does your setup appear, right? If you're only trading, for example, bull flags, how often does that appear, right? How many trades are you realistically going to enter off that strategy? And that's a couple questions that you should be able to answer about your trading. But you also need to keep in mind that market conditions affect your trading strategy, right? So the consistency and the frequency should change as the market changes. So always be vigilant of how the market affects your trading. Tip number 4 is that nothing beats time in the market. That goes for courses, paid groups, books, mentors, friends, buddies, anything, okay? All those things can help you reduce the time needed to be put into the market, but there's no substitute for it. There's no hard substitute for it. By actually sitting there, looking at charts in real time, having skin in the game, putting your own money on the line, you experience the emotions, the roller coaster that actually is trading, right? You'll learn that things that are supposed to happen don't always happen. What should versus what actually happens are sometimes two completely different things, okay? So again, nothing beats time in the market. Don't be fooled by people telling you, hey, you listen to this podcast and within 7 days you're gonna be a master trader, or these are the 3 tips that made me $1 million. Okay, none of that shit is real. It is 100% marketing. Okay, I have never met or talked to or heard of a story of anyone who learned how to trade by reading one book or reading a quick shortcut video on how to trade. It comes from putting your own time into the market, your own money, and learning it. No substitute for hard work. And sometimes the hard way is actually the easy way. Tip number 5 is chasing profits. And this tip is one of my favorite tips because it applies to newcomers and experienced traders alike. Everybody in this space has a fascination with being a baller. Okay, seeing other people flex their 6-figure profits, right? All the things that make you feel like your trading efforts are pitiful. You see people rolling up in Lambos, you see them taking pictures on a beach, you see them surrounded by pretty women, right? And you feel like those are the standards that you must meet if you're gonna be a trader. And I'm here to tell you that that's full of shit. If you're making a couple $100s a trade, as long as you're generating a profit and you get to live life on your own terms, you are making enough. You can pause the video, replay that a little bit, but hear me out. If that's your situation, you are making enough. There will always be traders making more money than you, and there sure as hell are traders making less money than you. Okay, you need to trade based on your own circumstances. Your profits are relative to your lifestyle. There is never a need to compare how much you're making versus how much someone else is making. On top of that kind of pressure, greed, stress heavily affects your decision making, which is something you don't even want as a trader. If you have a plan, you're trading well, you need to realize that this is a marathon. You don't need to make $1 million on one trade, okay? It would be fucking nice, don't get me wrong. But if you're trading well, you're consistent, and you're managing your risk, then the money is a formality. That comes as a result of you having the right things in place to make you a successful trader. And chasing profits is not one of those things. And a last tip number 6, is that you need to understand yourself. And I swear to God, this isn't like some cringy motivation video where you're like trying to find yourself or some shit. No, I mean like you literally need to understand yourself, like who you are as a person.
It's me again. Welcome to Michael's strategy. I see I put £4.30 for a call option, and I'm pretty sure I am going to win this. Please God, no. That's okay. Oh no! Oh my God! No! Please Lord! No! Yes. It's nearly there. I've got 10 seconds left. Oh no! Yes! Please stay there! Oh, for the love of God! Allah! Oh no!
The reason why understanding yourself is so important is that if you don't understand yourself, you literally don't know who you are as a trader. Who you are as a trader is just an exemplified version of who you are. If you're greedy, you're gonna be pretty fucking greedy. Like, it's gonna show in your trading. If you're very impatient, it's gonna show in your trading. So knowing these things, you should develop a trading style that helps mitigate those flaws. For instance, when I first began trading, I was actually very greedy and impatient, and it showed itself very early on. I would market buy and just FOMO enter a lot because I was afraid that, the price would run without me, and I'd be on the sidelines just crying, holding my balls. But that usually wasn't the case. In fact, price would go against me, hit the area that I would want to enter, and then go. If that sounds familiar, then there's a damn good chance you need a better understanding of how you are as a person, because that will have a direct influence on who you are as a trader. Once you've done that, you can adjust your trading style to help mitigate some of those flaws, right? You'll figure out what time frames to trade, what assets to trade, and more importantly, you'll learn what areas you don't want to trade or areas that you don't want to do business in, right? Those are all important things that you can only really realize if you understand who you are and have a unique trading style fitted to who you are. All right, and that wraps up this video. I hope you found at least a few of the tips useful. I know that they would have helped me when I first started, so I hope that I can just reach 1 or 2 or 3 people out there that are just starting that could benefit from this. As always, let me know what kind of content you guys like. I appreciate all the love, all the support. That shit is unreal. It's crazy because I don't know any of you guys, but it always just feels like I'm on here talking some shit with friends, So don't be shy. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.